We are back. Revinyl once again. Craig, Shawn, let's do this. We just,
Absolutely. I'm excited about this one.
I am too. We talked about this and we both said we stumbled upon this on our last. We missed a week. Sorry, everybody, but we stumbled upon this on our last podcast, and I don't even remember how it came up, but we were talking about something about Shazamming, and then you and I both started talking about it, and I can't remember if it was offline or not, but how we now take for granted Shazam and how some people may not even use Shazam very much. So we're going to talk about it in a minute. I'll sort of give my 2 cents on Shazam overall, then you can as well. We're going to jump into your list. I think my list is going to be different than your list, but we'll get to that in a second. First off, Craig, I made some purchases off of Discogs, a great seller that I found out there. It's a Go Vinyl Go. Do you know who that is? I think it's an
No,
online
not
store,
familiar.
I think, but
Yeah,
their
not familiar.
prices were incredible. So I had my wish list in Discogs for anyone that is familiar with Discogs and how that works. Create your wish list. And one night I was just looking at an album I wanted to buy. And then what's really cool, as you know, Craig, if you have something in your wish list and then you click on it and you see all the choices there, it'll tell you this seller has 8 other items in your wish list. Boom,
Absolutely.
click on that. And so this one seller had a bunch of records that were in my wish list. And then I started looking at the prices of theirs versus everyone else, and it wasn't even close. So I just said, to heck with it. I'm buying all 5 records. So I got
Sweet.
Pete Krebs and Gossamer Wings, Sweet on a Rose. Are you familiar
Cool.
with Pete Krebs?
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
He's great. This, I cannot believe, this is, by the way, the Pete Krebs 20th anniversary. I've always liked him. I especially really like this album. This is an album, and it's a guy that I don't listen to anymore, but man, when Music for the Morning After came out, I was obsessed with Mr. Pete
Pete.
Yorn.
Yeah, that album is excellent. His
Oh,
first 2 albums are, I think,
yes.
Day I
And then he
Forgot
kind
is
of
great too.
lost me a little bit. I just
Yeah.
haven't returned back to him, but that record is amazing. I saw him one night after he was famous at Smith's Old Bar. He did a show to sort of thank Smith's Old Bar for letting him play there before he got famous,
Nice.
and
Awesome.
we got lucky. I saw it before the tickets went on sale. I bought 2 tickets. It was amazing. Next record up, this is Hoodoo Gurus Mock Shao,
Okay.
which is one of their later records.
Sweet. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
like,
that one.
I don't know, orange vinyl or something. I also got the remastered Hoodoo Gurus Mars Needs Guitars,
Sweet. I've got the
green
original copy. Yeah.
vinyl, whatever. And then
Oh,
Finn
Finn
Brothers.
Brothers. Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
I've had this CD probably since it came out, never owned it on vinyl.
Yep.
Jumped on that. I couldn't believe Go Vinyl Go has great prices. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Anyone
Check them
who's
out.
out there on Discogs, and the shipping was so fast. I am blown away. So I'm a big fan of Go Vinyl Go. Good on you guys. Hope you're
Sweet.
listening. All right.
Definitely check them out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay. Let's jump right in. So Shazam. I remember, and when I go through my list in a minute, Craig, I'm going back in the time machine to 2013. I used to listen to Album 88 in Atlanta. You know Album 88, but most people listening probably have no idea what that is. But that
Amazing.
was probably the best radio station in Atlanta for years if you wanted to hear things other than top 40 hits. I mean,
Right.
96 Rock was great at a time and people like Power 99 and all that. But I loved Album 88 because I could hear stuff that no one else was playing. Even back years ago, late 80s, early 90s, they always played the up and coming stuff, and they were always 5, 10 years ahead of the curve.
Yep.
So I get this Shazam thing, and I don't really know much about it. Can't really wrap my head around how I can hold a phone up and somehow the song is playing and it recognizes. I still haven't wrapped my head around that, but it's pretty cool. But I would drive around listening to Album 88, and especially at night there was this one guy, and when they play songs on those, they'd have an hour. Joe's hour, college student from Georgia State, do an hour of
Yep.
songs, and there really would be no breaks other than after about 7 songs. It would go, okay, that was so and so, and before that was so and so, and it was just maddening. So about that same time, I figured out this Shazam thing. So I every time I drive around, I'd have it ready, and I just boom, 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 Shazam songs that I loved, and I learned so many bands based on bands that I love today based on that. I know you have the same, but I use it today. We're watching a movie. I don't want to wait for the credits to roll at the end. I'm holding up my phone to the TV.
Do it all the time.
Do it all the time. Mud had a song by Lucero that I was not, or Lucero was not familiar with. Shazam did. I went, oh my gosh, I had no idea. So love Shazam. Thank you for whoever invented that. How about you? And you're going to jump right into your list. So what's been your experience with Shazam?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a polar opposite, or a kind of a, mixed blessing with Out 88 was amazing. And the one thing you did love is you didn't have to go through ads, and it was a college radio station, so it was nice that you could hear 7 songs in a row. But on the flip side, before Shazam, I would literally go to their website and look at what they played, their playlist for the
Yeah.
night. And I would dive through, and in a lot of occasions, I'd have to go back and go, well, I'm not sure which one it was, so I'd have to go back and re-listen to the songs, which was kinda cool. So, for me, Shazam, the minute I just discovered, "Oh, that's what Shazam does? Oh my gosh, that's right up my alley." And the first time I tried it, I was like, "Well, that was good." Now the algorithm is so strong, if it hears anything, I mean, sometimes it'll detect it in less than a second. It's insane.
Oh,
Shazam
incredible.
is incredible. I'm gonna go through my list. I'm surprised you have your library. That's what is considered in Shazam. I'm surprised your library goes back that deep. I am an I am such an anti-hoarder in every sense of the word. I cannot stand clutter. I clean up my email boxes. When I see somebody that, 68 unread emails, it just drives me insane. I don't know, something ADHD. I don't know what it is. It's just obsessive compulsive maybe. Um, but I do have some stuff saved here for a while. So I'm just gonna go through. I know we said we were gonna do 20. Mine only goes back to 2024. I'm surprised it even goes back that far. And we'll run through this pretty rapid fire. I'll just give you some context. The very first one on my list is Odetta, song called Masters of War. And this came on a show called The Night Manager. Excellent show. I heard this voice. I was like, holy crap. It does not sound like a female. It sounds like a very, very deep voiced man. Beautiful, beautiful song. Then prior to that, we were watching a show called House of Guinness. If you've watched
Oh yeah.
Peaky Blinders, it's the same guy that did Peaky Blinders. I'm not sure about that show, but heard a song and I'm like, man, this sounds familiar. And it was Fontaine's DC, song called Starburster. A little bit different vibe. They're a post-punk band. I really like their stuff. This was a little bit more groove-oriented and almost dancey. I thought it was really good. And then a lot of this other stuff came from, we were literally sitting at a bar, and I think this is when we're talking about Shazam, where I was talking about it. We were literally sitting at a bar on a huge steamboat on the Tennessee River, and we realized that it was there, and they do tours and stuff, and we're like, cool, we'll grab a drink. We had already walked for like 2 or 3 miles, and so I Shazammed like 4 back-to-back pop artists. Lose Control, Teddy Swims, Tears, Sabrina Carpenter, Messy, Lola Young. That song is amazing. And then Sombr. I knew the Sombr album.
Yeah.
Sombr is Sombr. I actually pitched this to Kevin a while back. I go, if you've not heard this guy, this kid's great. Song's called Crushing. Excellent song. Great
Agreed.
album. So that was all in one sitting. And then I was telling you, I was watching some TV show. I can't remember what it was. It may have been Leverage, maybe one of those kind of easy shows we watch in the morning. And I heard Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway do I Who Have Nothing. That song is awesome.
Yeah.
Just
I
running
just
through.
watched that show. Whatever that, I know I just watched it because I was thinking, who is this? Yeah, I'm with you.
Back in December, so I haven't done a whole lot of Shazamming this year, but back in December, I heard Fleet Foxes do a Elliott Smith cover, Angel in the Snow, which you can find on His it's a B-sides record. I don't know why I'm New Moon. Excellent version from Fleet Foxes. And then Danica Dora, Danica is her first name, last name Dora, Dora, does a beautiful rendition of "Oh Christmas Tree." Floored me. I think we were watching some random Christmas movie. Going back into November, I have not Shazammed a whole lot. Band called Stick Figure with Natural Mystic, which is really cool. Natural Mystic being the Bob Marley track, of course.
Yeah.
Band called Bodies of Water, Triplets. I couldn't tell you what that sounded like, but this one was really cool. We listen to a lot of jazz, my wife and I do, and the Real Jazz selection, this channel on XM radio, was playing a jazz rendition from Christian McBride of Murder by Numbers.
Wow.
Accompanied by Sting on vocals and bass and Andy Summers on guitar. So
Really?
they played a jazz version. Christian McBride is an absolute jazz icon. More modern. He's been around for a while, but definitely more modern than some of the classic artists you hear. This rendition was amazing. I've since downloaded that album. That's great. Another band called Poor Rich Ones, song called Drowned. Alice Russell, A Fly in the Hand. Tommy Newport, Follow the Feeling. John Cale. This one surprised me. I was like, oh, okay. I haven't heard this song in a while. You Know Me More Than I Know. And then a band called Orangutan, I Can See Inside Your Head. I think that was reggae. Prior to that, I had a band called The Wilderness of Manitoba, called Wild Wind. Beautiful song. You'll appreciate this one. I had no idea what album this is on, but it's a song called Here She Comes from the Beach Boys. I think this album gets fairly ridiculed. I'm trying to think of the name of the album. It tells you in here somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Carl and the Passions. So tough. This song is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I was really surprised by that. Then prior to that, back in July, man, I have a lot of gaps. I'm surprised. I must have checked stuff out and took it out of the catalog. Lee Ann Womack, All the Trouble. Beautiful song. Instrumental guitarist. His name is Andy McGee. MCK or Andy McKee. Song is called Rylan. Beautiful. I love good instrumental guitar. Just absolutely love it. This is very therapeutic for me. Band called Greyhound, Dream Lover, more indie rock. Smashing Orange. I don't know if you remember Smashing Orange. They put out some great psychedelic indie rock. And then I'll stop here. Sir Douglas Quartet with Mendocino. And that actually is not jazz. I think that is it is. Is it? Here. No. Just jangly. Yeah. Just jangly 60s rock.
Pop. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. So I'll stop there. That goes back into June. So that's at least, I don't know. It's at least 15, maybe 20 selections there. So eclectic mix. A couple of these I knew the Fontaines DC, I knew the John Cale. I just couldn't pinpoint what the name of the song was, where it came from. A lot of the other stuff was brand new to me, or it was an artist that I knew of, but I didn't know. Of course, that Beach Boys, Lee Ann Womack, gonna definitely be listening. That's a newer song from her from 2025. I'm definitely gonna be, or a newer song, so I'm definitely gonna be checking out her catalog. Into a lot of country stuff now. But how about you?
Oh man, yeah. And it's funny because I am the exact opposite of you. I guess I'm a archivist. I love having. I really actually one of the fun things about this and going back through it is I take for granted some of these that I'm going to mention that I know the first time I ever listened to it, which actually is kind of cool. So I went back to 2013. I still have I've never deleted a single song that I've Shazammed. So I think I have 690 songs that I've Shazammed.
Come on, man. How on earth can you how can you keep up with that? That doesn't drive you nuts?
No, because I don't see it. I mean, I only see it if I go into Shazam and
No,
then
but I mean, if you Shazam stuff, so do you keep it? I'm just curious to your mentality because
Yeah.
I remember telling you guys a while back we Shazam something at a I Shazam at breweries all the time, and I
Yeah.
told you about hearing just this blistering version. This was on Schizophrenic Music when we were during COVID, and we were just coming off of that, and I go, man, I heard one of the most blistering versions of Jumpin' Jack Flash. It was an Alex Chilton solo song, and I go, "This is seriously one of the coolest things." Like, I couldn't shut up about it for, like, 10 minutes, to all my friends who could care less. They're just
Yeah.
like, "Whatever, man, come on."
Move on.
Yeah, move on. I was like, "But this is so good." Yeah. So anyway, but I'm just curious, so you keep it, just to have an archive of it or
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
'cause for me, I like it's kind of it makes me think of, the Nick Hornby book, High Fidelity, how he would sometimes order his albums in alphabetical order, and then he went back after he broke up with his girlfriend, and he ordered it by date of purchase, just
Yeah,
because it was cool for him to see the progression, and I think that's why I've done that and kept it. Plus, I never see it. It's not like it's, making my phone get larger. It's
right.
just
That's true.
there and out in the cloud, but it's cool, and for this particular exercise, it became really cool because I just found I went back and looked just from 2013, which is probably I don't know when Shazam started.
Yeah.
Maybe you got your phone ready to roll. Maybe you can see when I don't know. It's probably 2011, 2012, but 2013 is a long time ago. So I'm going to list out some bands that I heard for the first time in 2013 that now are I look back and go, "Oh my gosh, I can't remember a time when I wasn't listening to them." So for
Right.
me, are you familiar with the band Psychic Ills?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not really the kind of music because Craig might even think, "That's weird, I wouldn't think Shawn would be into Psychic Ills." There's something about Psychic Ills that I absolutely love, uh, and I heard this is all from album '88, and then also 2013, all these Beach Fossils, Sleep Apnea.
Oh, nice,
Heard them for the first time in 2013.
nice.
DuckTales, remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Letter of
He
Intent.
came from real estate. Yep.
That's right. Steel Drivers, When I'm Gone, which was, of course, Chris
Excellent.
Stapleton's original band, unbelievable. Brendan Benson,
Love Brendan.
oh my gosh! And the first time I ever heard, I knew who he was. I'd heard of him, but Tiny Spark, oh my gosh, that's on my most played playlist now. Is that song
People
Tiny
always
Spark?
go to La Palco, I think is the name of the album, which is really good, but I think One
Hmm.
Mississippi is brilliant, his
Mm,
debut album. I love that album. Yep.
he's awesome.
For those that
All right,
don't know, he is a raconteur.
that's right. He is a raconteur, literally and figuratively, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he's a part of the band. All right, the band Part Time.
Don't know. I don't think I know
Ooh,
them.
yeah. Yeah, they're like a, 80s Smiths type band.
Cool.
Small Black, love Small
Yeah.
Black. You and I've seen Small Black
We
together.
saw them,
Sophie,
yeah. Yep.
first song I ever heard. Here's one that's gonna blow your mind because now she's kind of come back around, but I was watching a show in 2013. All I know is in 2013, Kendra Morris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the
You are
song Banshee.
early. Yeah, you
Yeah,
were early on her for sure. I didn't discover her until, like, 2018,
yeah,
19.
with Coal Mine.
Yep.
I was so excited when she became a part of that family because I had listened to her in 2013. It was on a TV show, and she was just killing it, and I thought, "Who the hell is this?" Um, Washed Out, first time I heard Washed Out, All I
Sweet.
Know. Yep, Craft Spells, have you ever listened to Craft Spells?
Don't think so.
Okay, and here's another great one. I'd never even heard of this band before, and now I love them so much, Radio Department.
Yeah, I wanna love them so much more than I do. I had 2 of their albums, though. Good
Yeah.
stuff, kind of British, not really twee pop,
It's
kinda.
something it speaks to me. I don't know what it is about Radio Department I've always loved.
It's very airy.
Very airy, yes. Okay, I'm gonna go through a couple, then I just kinda flip through post 2013. Here's a few more. Are you familiar? I know you know Morning Benders.
Absolutely, yeah. They changed their we were just talking about, a buddy of mine plays them. He has a little he said literally it's a playlist that's been curated by former people that worked at the brewery, patrons like myself. And he said, "They turned me onto this band," and I go, "You're the only." He always cracks up because I don't think anybody knows more of music than you do,
Yeah.
because he's like, "Nobody knows Morning Benders." And I said, "But do you know they changed their name because the name was seen as derogatory, they knew after the fact, and they changed their name to Pop Etc. It's called Pop Etc."
Okay.
Uh, the
Oh, I need to
first the first 2, Morning Benders records are incredible.
unbelievable. So
Uh
good.
Yeah, great band.
Yeah, I love them. And so first time was thanks to Shazam. Rye, Rhye. Are you familiar
Yeah,
with him?
like Rye a lot.
He's he's like the modern male version of Sade to me. He's just got that. It's very sensual. It's just sophisticated music. I don't know how else to put it. It's just it. When I heard him, I kept trying to think of how to describe it. And I thought he reminds me of the 21st century male Sade. Um, then going polar opposite from that, Cody Jinks. Are you familiar with Cody Jinks,
Yeah, oh
outlaw
yeah, for
country guy?
sure. Yep.
I knew his name for years, didn't know his songs, and on the day of the national championship in Indianapolis, I was there for the Georgia game when they beat Alabama, and we were in a sports bar a couple hours before kickoff, and that song was playing in the bar, and I had to go find a speaker because I didn't know this as hippies and cowboys. I just thought this is my kind of song, and I
Yeah.
got near a speaker, Cody Jinks, that opened the door for me to Cody Jinks. Last couple I'll mention here, these are more recent for me discoveries. Not that I didn't know this guy already, but I was driving around one night, late night jazz station, and it was Wes Montgomery song,
Oh,
Willow Weep for Me.
oh,
Yeah.
that is stone cold classic right there, man.
Stone Cold classic. Then two other recent ones, Perfume Genius, Fool. It's just a
Yeah,
great song.
I listened to his latest album, it's really good.
Yeah. And then last up for me, most recently, is a guy named Richie Quake, and the song is called Lonely Heart. And I swear I thought it was a synth pop song from the 80s that I'd somehow missed. I was in a
Oh, I didn't get
club
that at
room at
all.
the
I don't know if
airport.
you saw that I was texting you and Kevin recently and sent a screenshot of that album. I just listened to that album probably
Yeah.
last week because you mentioned that on the last episode. You
Yeah,
were in the
yeah, that's right.
airport. Yep.
Yep.
Um, and I listened to that album and I shared it with him. He goes, "What do you think?" I go, "It's really good."
Yeah.
He's more kind of like Elliott Smith light, not
Yeah.
nearly as
Yeah.
heavy, but yeah, acoustic indie rock. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, we'll call him Elliot Synth. He's kinda
Yeah,
he's he's really good though, and he's got some promise for the future, that's for sure. But yeah, that's my list. I mean, we both well, you know what we should do? We should revisit this. This was actually a really fun exercise. We
for
should come
sure.
back to this in a month or two and see
Yeah,
what we've done, like timestamp it right now, and then talk about in a month or two the last 10 that we've done or something. Because
that be
it's
easy to
very
do.
revealing, on your because I only Shazam stuff that I love, right? I mean, you don't Shazam stuff that you hate. It's something that catches your ear that you didn't know.
Right.
I
I
mean,
have a knack for Shazamming stuff though, because I literally I will take time and it's usually kind of like early in the morning before I kick things off, or maybe it's late at night when Rebecca's not here and I'm like, what do I want to listen to? And I'll go through my list and I will literally just dive into Apple Music and I'll find an album.
yeah,
And I'll either go yay or nay. And if it was a good song that it appealed to me, but the album's like, I'll just delete it. I haven't really thought about it as archiving. But I mean, dude, it has saved me. I keep finding these bands that have one album from 2014 or 2011, and that's
yeah.
it. They just know more, and I'm like, and they're really good. And it's like, but
Why?
I have nowhere to go. Why? I want more. What is this guy? And I literally go down the rabbit hole of, okay, this guy's name is John Ness. What's John Ness doing now? Oh man, he's doing cartoons now. What the heck? Why
Yeah,
aren't you a musician anymore, John?
right.
So I don't know.
He's a he's a high school science teacher. Why?
Right?
You could
Why?
have added so much more value by just staying a musician. Just kidding. Be a science
Hey,
teacher. But
I do have to say there's a parallel here. So a little experiment that Kevin and I have been doing for several weeks now. We've been doing from 1960 to 2025, our album of the week, we randomly pick a number, randomly pick a year, and then we each pick an album that we think is overlooked, underrated, or both.
Yeah.
And for 2010, I was looking it up. I was like, I think that was my album. 2010, my overlooked album was the Morning Benders' Big Echo.
Mm.
That album is amazing. I think the first one, I discovered them, I actually wrote about them when I was writing for this thing. It was initially called 80108, which was the universal text code, is why they named the company that. And we did text reviews or text previews of albums and shows. And I
Yeah.
featured them because I just thought that first album, I just thought the album cover was so cool. And I remember listening to it thinking, this is like a modern Loz.
Yeah.
Like, they have that kind of pop sensibility,
Yeah.
just undeniably catchy, and they've been playing he's been playing over at Hutton and Smith, so anytime I go in there, Dylan, I think a lot of times he knows I'm in there, he's like, "I'm gonna play him some Morning Benders, make him happy."
Yeah. He knows what you like. This will keep
Yeah.
him around for a few beers.
Yeah.
Just play all the stuff he likes. I will we'll wrap up here. I'll mention one funny side note. So for those who listen who aren't listening to our other podcast, and you better go over and listen to it. It's called Vinyl 4 and it's super awesome. But we narrow down every week from 16 to 4 albums based on the Rolling Stone 500. It's a lot of fun. But we were just talking on that one when we recorded that podcast, Craig, that I'm just not a big LCD sound system fan. As I was going through my archived list, I have I have Shazammed at a minimum 2 different LCD songs in the past. There could be other ones on here. I need to do a search. So clearly LCD, even though I told you and everyone listening that I wasn't a big LCD fan, there's at least 2 songs by them that have stopped me in my tracks. And that's what, for me, that's what Shazam is. A song that stops you in your tracks and you go, hold on. And
I
so that, yeah,
No, I was gonna say, I think that's a good point because, there were, like, 2 or 3 Fontaines DC songs that played
yeah,
during House of Guinness, and I like that sound. It's real
yeah,
aggressive British or UK-based post-punk,
yeah,
and that's what appealed to me with that song, with that song they played from them latter deeper into the episode was more their real gritty stuff. It was dark, it fit the sometimes to me, not to be too scatterbrained, sometimes to me, that's what I like about it. Even if I'm not a huge fan of that sound, I'll Shazam something to go, good on the director or the music director that found this because it is absolutely perfect for, like, I think for Peaky Blinders is a prime example. The theme song to that is Red Right Hand from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds
mhm,
off of Murder Ballads. It is 1000% one of the best theme songs for a TV show
yeah,
ever. I mean,
I
seriously,
agree.
it's just every time I hear it, I go, perfect. This
Perfect.
is perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and it's funny, last other comment is, it's funny as I was going through my list looking back, there are bands that I'm a big fan of, but they have a deep cut, and there was a Beach Boys song for me too. I thought I knew all the Beach Boys songs.
Yeah.
I had Shazam one before because I went, "Oh, wow, this is really good. Who is this?" "Oh, it's the Beach Boys." You get
Right.
surprised. You go, "Wow, I thought I knew everything about the Beach Boys." But yeah, for those out there, as a final parting shot here, if you don't have the Shazam app, it is so worthwhile if you love music because
Yep.
you're in a store, you're in a restaurant, a bar, watching a show. I don't even know. I don't even remember what life was like without Shazam. So there
I
you go.
can't imagine. And for people like us that have so much influence, I mean, our listeners right now are on the edge of
Yeah.
their seat where they want to
Oh yeah.
know, who knows? Maybe this obscure band that you haven't heard of, we might shed some light on, whether it's schizophrenic music, whether it's Vinyl 4, whether you're here at Revinyl, one of those 3 podcasts, we're going to give you the goods.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And if anyone out there listening wants to send us a list of bands that they discovered through Shazam, we'll talk about it on air. It's fun. I
Oh,
like to
for
hear
sure.
what other people go, yeah. And maybe there's some other crazy person out there like me that goes, yeah, Shawn, I get it. I've been saving my list since
I don't
2013. And
I don't think it's crazy now that I think about it. I'm kind of I have a little bit of regrets.
regrets, no regrets.
Maybe I
Nope.
should have it because I can tell you right now, going back to 2024 when I listened to these, I know where I was. One of them, I
Yeah.
was in a cafe. We're in Ann Arbor. We had just gone to see the Michigan-Oregon game at the Big House the day before, and we were on our way out, and we stopped and had breakfast somewhere. And this coffee, this cafe just had the best chill music. I mean, you mentioned Beach Fossils, you mentioned it was all stuff in that vein. I'm like,
Yeah.
and none of it I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, this is perfect. So, yeah.
I love that. All right. We'll revisit this down the road. Another great, fun episode, Craig. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, listeners. Keep
Yeah.
coming back and bring us some emails with some thoughts. All right. Thanks, everyone.